Good evening, everybody, and welcome back once again to Rogues Gallery Live. Good evening, everybody, and this is Rogues Gallery Live. This is episode number 138. This is our Megacon recap show, plus collecting news and picks. We're really glad to have everybody on the show tonight. And anyway, welcome, everybody. We got a little echo on somebody's end. I'm not sure. I know, Matt, last time we had a little bit of a problem. I'm not sure if it's yours or not, but hear a little echo. Now, yeah, I don't hear it now. I don't hear the echo now. Anyway, we got Mr. Dan DeFault from Wayne Manor, Rocket City. How's it going, Dan?
It is going very well. How is everybody doing? It seems like everybody might be recovered. That's good news.
I was going to say we're recovering slowly, but it's always a good thing for sure to kind of get home and get kind of rest up and get caught up. But I can't wait to rehash it all with you guys because, man, we had one hell of a time. That's for sure. Eric B. from All Things Art is in the house. Hey, Eric, how's it going?
Hey, everyone. Doing good.
We also have this guy right here. Let's see if he's caught back up. We were having some technical issues, but how's Jeff Delaney from Secret Sanctuary?
You tell me.
Still delayed. It's still delayed.
It's
Okay.
like
We can still hear you fine.
It's like the old Godzilla movies, like where you talk and then you look.
I'm still pixelated?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, let me go tell my kid to stop doing what he's doing.
All right, no worries. Let's say we can hear you just fine and see you fine. It's just a little off. We also have Mr. Matt Martin in the house. How's it going, Matt?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing good. Welcome, my friend. So yeah, this is our Megacon recap show, guys. We had one hell of a time in Orlando. And yeah, we were just spending the last couple of days recouping. But thanks everybody that's watched not only my video but also Eric's video as well. Had a ton of content, and it was just a blast to see the show for the very first time. Of course, Dan and Matt had been to the show before. This is Eric and I's first time, so we didn't know exactly what to expect. I mean, when you go to these big cons, you kind of know. I mean, you have an idea. But one thing that we were surprised at, we kind of talked about it in our recap video, was that we felt like it was a bigger event this year than New York Comic Con. So, I mean, you know, what was your just initial impressions of being at a show that big and seeing all the people there, guys? What did you think of Megacon?
Well, here, I'll start. So I can tell you that, you know, having gone last year was my first year, and you know, Matt had been, you know, rightfully so, kind of all over me, telling me how great the show was, and you got to come and all that. Decided to pull the trigger and went, and I was amazed at not only just how big the show was from a volume standpoint of people, but just the quality of the artists that they had pulled in. You know, it's big name artists, aisle after aisle. Tons of what I guess you might call mid-tier artists, and then lots of kind of newbies and so forth. But the art opportunity was huge. And then, you know, the retail opportunity was great too. So for there, you know, if you're there for figures or even small statues and that kind of stuff, that was all great too. But what was really amazing, and I'll get off the stump, I promise. But what was really amazing was this year felt even bigger than last year. It was just crazy, crazy busy. Again, the quality of the names that they drew was crazy. And I would agree. I know, Chris, both you and Eric said at various points that you felt like it was even just a bit more busy than New York. And I would have to agree. Having been to New York several times and now Megacon twice, I'd have to agree.
Yeah.
Eric, first timer. What was your impressions just kind of initially when you first got there? Obviously, we were there Thursday afternoon, kind of going into the evening. And even by Thursday evening, it was starting to get pretty busy. Then, of course, Friday was quite a bit busier. But what was your initial impression?
Yeah, it was a big shock factor, and but in a good way. I'm glad it was a bigger convention because you know, smaller conventions sometimes you can be in and out within like an hour or two. But yeah, when we all decided to go, I did not even see what the inside of the convention looked like. I booked my flight, I booked my hotel, and then when we received our press badges, they sent like a video advertisement, and I was watching the little recap on the video. It's like a minute long, and I'm like, holy cow, this place is huge on the inside. And then when I was like, all right, maybe it's just like, the view from the camera, like it's a wide angle lens or something. But no, when you get there, the place is humongous. Yeah.
And the crazy thing is like we walked that floor like crazy, and there was areas of the floor that I didn't even go close to. Like there was an area like where all the comic book stuff was. I never went past that. And I know that there was another, however many football fields long that way that we didn't even go. Like, it's just crazy to think that you could go for that long. And I've watched other people's videos, and I saw like that Forest Radio. You guys met him whenever I was there, and he posted pictures today. There was like this big photo booth with a full size '89 Batmobile in it.
Oh wow!
And it was like a photo opportunity. Like, where the hell was that?
I was just going to say that I think Matt and I on Sunday, we came onto the floor at the very, very far end, and we didn't explore this area, but I noticed that off to the right, there was, a huge area with all kinds of different cars. So, and they were all games. The ones that we saw were gaming themed, but then I saw signs for picture with the Batmobile, picture with the DeLorean, picture with the this, that. I'm like, we didn't walk through any of it.
It's crazy that, how do you miss that? Like, how do you go there for days and still miss that?
Yeah, I know. It was nuts.
I remember whenever we were down in San Diego with Jeff, I saw the very first day I saw the Roosevelt's booth.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if I was there 2.5 days. I can't remember what it was, but I looked for that. I saw it the first day. I could never find that booth again the entire rest of the weekend. And it's crazy that, the place is that big that you still can't find where, how many times did you guys go back to that booth to submit to CGC, and I still couldn't find you guys? Like, that is.
Yeah. We were right there with you.
Yeah.
The other issue is the booths didn't have numbers on them, which didn't help.
Yeah.
That was brutal. The fact, there was a couple of areas where they had banners kind of all in a row. So if you look down the aisle from far away, you could see, okay, this is aisle 700, whatever. So once you figure out that is helpful. But they're unlike New York had like chalk on the ground where you could look at the different numbers and try to figure out, navigate your way. Megacon had none of that. There was nothing. There was no booth numbers. And so you literally just had to guess. It's amazing we found anything, quite frankly. It was just nuts.
Yeah.
Matt, what did you think? What was your initial? You've done this, what you said, 8 years or so. How did this year compare to some of the other years you've gone?
Well, it's it was good when I heard Eric say, "Hey, this is bigger than New York." I was like, okay, they get this I guess the scale of this con and the names, and with respect, and I'm sure we'll talk about it later, but all the artists that it attracts and everything else like this. I would say this was one of the bigger ones. First one I went to, back 8 years ago, Stan Lee, but they've all been big. I've never had one where I was like, oh, well, this was kind of mediocre this year. Or it's definitely, if you got, me and Dan talk about it, and I think we all talked about it. If you go to this and you go to like maybe one more normal con, you're good. The equivalent of this is up there with a New York, etc. So definitely it always brings the artist. And even Dan, when it was just me and Dan going, he was like, well, when are they going to start announcing more artists? I was like, hey, I think after Christmas. And then for like weeks straight, they just every day they were announcing this person, this person, this person, this person. So they always pull it through at the end, put it that way.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Whenever you guys first hit me up about maybe going, I was like looking at their website, and there was like a few kind of name artists, but not really. And it was like, this was maybe December, maybe sometime around there. Maybe it was early December. I can't remember.
December, I'd say.
And I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be in here in 2 months, and they haven't announced anybody yet. Like, so I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to go all the way to Orlando for that. And then, of course, like you just said, like after a minute, like they just started piling on artists and piling on, and like, you know, even like Matina and some of these artists that you guys had not met. So I was excited for you guys. Of course, he ended up canceling, unfortunately. But after this experience, and going to New York with you guys, going to San Diego with Jeff, I have learned very quickly that it's not about the artists. It's not about the art. It's not about the statues.
It's not even about the size.
It's about hanging out with your friends.
Yep.
And man, did we have a good time.
Yep. Yeah, we had a great time.
We had
really did. So I have compiled some photos. You know, some of you might have seen these on Facebook, different places, but I thought maybe we could just kind of talk through, you know, some of the things that happened during the event. Also, apparently, Jeff Delaney was 50 feet away from us at all times. So did you have fun in Megacon? We didn't really get to talk to you about it, but did you have fun?
It was great. It was awesome.
You were
you're back on track, by the way.
Oh, I'm back on track?
Yeah, you're back on track. You're regular Jeff now.
Yeah. No, I was 2,000 miles away, unfortunately.
Are you? I forgot to ask. Are you safe from the flooding? Is that all away from you, or?
Yeah, that's well, both north and south of us, but we're fine where we are. We're in a pretty flat area, so there's nothing to slide around here. But yeah, up in LA, it's awful, and they're having problems down in San Diego as well.
I was gonna say I saw the river, like it's nuts.
It's really bad for sure. But it's going to be all over. We're going to a little bit of rain tonight, and then it should be all over for a while.
Okay. Well, good. I'm really glad to hear that. I'm glad that you're safe from it, because you don't want to mess with flooding. Like moving water is no joke.
Yep, for sure.
No joke. So before I do that, I want to give a quick plug. As you guys can see, I've got my sideshow box right here. Tomorrow night, the same time, it's going to be 8:00 p.m. Central Standard Time, because I've got parent-teacher conferences. That's why we're starting late. But I've got the Penguin premium format that I'm going to be unboxing tomorrow night. So anyway, if you want to tune in, I'm just going to give it a little quick plug.
Boy, the pictures I've seen have been pretty spectacular.
I haven't seen a bad pick yet.
Yeah,
I really haven't. So we're gonna see how much pressure we can put on Dan to reorder it again. We'll see.
No,
I know that? I knew it was coming.
You knew it was coming. That's what we do.
I did. I knew.
Well, I mean, it would look good next to that Ivy Deadly Nature. You got that one right, Dan?
Nope, not
yet.
Oh,
well,
We had a pretty good conversation in San Diego, because Dan has discovered, much like my bat bunker, that quarter scales kind of get lost in a big room. And so Dan is considering still some quarter scales, but he's also considering going kind of more in the third scale game.
Well, they also make a 1/3 penguin.
Yes, they do.
Trust me, that's on the radar.
And it's a good one.
As it should be.
Yeah.
I think you would really love it.
Yeah.
I really do. Anyway, I was thinking, we were talking before the show about, it's like maybe kicking around the idea of going back to Megacon next year. I don't know if this is feasible, but how cool would it be to do OAX and then do Megacon? Just spend the week down there.
But would we be broke going into Megacon?
Oh, there would be no question. We wouldn't be able to spend any money at Megacon. I guarantee it.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That is the problem. But I did watch some videos, and it looked like a real small, intimate kind of convention. But man, it looked like there was a ton of art. So, we've really gotten into getting some commissions and getting some original art between the four of us. We all bought art during the show, not only art prints, but also we all got commissions during the show. And so at OEX, it's tempting because there's a lot of really big names. But anyway, like you guys said, the names were, really quite spectacular for Megacon, and it definitely makes me want to go back again. Whether we make it a yearly thing, that'd be pretty awesome. Hopefully we can maybe make that happen. That'd be a lot of fun. But anyway, like I said, I've got some pictures loaded, and so I'm just going to let you guys kind of do the talking. We'll talk a little bit about some of our experiences, and let's start with this one, because this one was a very special evening for those of you that don't know, we paid to do kind of an intimate dinner with Ghost Machine, and Ghost Machine is a new project. They're their own company, basically their own. It's like there's DC and there's Marvel, and this is their own thing, Ghost Machine, and it's kind of started up by a bunch of amazing, talented artists, including this guy right here, Jason Fabok. This was the very first time I had the opportunity to meet him. I think I was the only one that hadn't met him yet. But basically what we got to do is we got to not only take pictures with them, obviously. Jason Fabok was there, Ivan Reyes, Jeff Johns, which is, just an all-star team of really talented individuals, writers. And basically we got to have dinner with them. We got to have some official things like, here's an example. We got, Ghost Machine blank. We got to have signatures done. We got a VIP pass. But really, and again, these guys over there, the enabler team over there, said, hey, we're going to do this dinner. And then I'm like, well, I don't really, because it was expensive. And I was like, I don't know if I really want to if I want to spend that much. But then I caved, then Eric caved. And to me, it was a highlight of the trip. One of the most surreal moments. Why don't you guys talk about how you felt about that night?
So Chris, I just have to chime in first. Michael Dupler made a comment in the chat, says like Image back in the day. And I just think that's really a funny comment. And Michael, the reason that's a funny comment is because, and I don't remember if it was Jason or if it was Jeff Johns at the table that said that they had been talking with Todd McFarlane. And McFarlane said to them, it's about freaking time that someone else in this generation does this.
Yes.
Meaning, somebody was doing it again for this generation. So that's really a very insightful comment, Michael. And that the team is very well aware of. Also
insightful, Michael. I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag. We need to support Ghost Machine chat. So guess what, Michael? We're gonna have one.
Yep.
Rogues Gallery Live. We are having Jason Fabok and Jeff Johns on the show. They're going to come on live and they're going to talk about Ghost Machine. So we are going to have a Ghost Machine chat. We're going to promote the heck out of it because it is very exciting. And those guys have come on, or those guys have agreed to come on. And I'm so excited. So yeah, little cat out of the bag, little spoiler alert for everybody tonight. But yeah, those guys are coming on the show, which is fantastic. So anyway, with that said,
how cool is that?
Yeah,
it's amazing.
So anyway, how'd you guys feel? Like, what was your impressions of the evening?
Someone else want to go? Matt?
Say everybody go at once.
I'll go. I'll go.
Right.
So of course we paid, for this dinner, and we were all like, hey, is it worth it? Is it gonna be? What's it gonna be like? I mean, let's take out the guests. The dinner itself, was awesome. They didn't skimp and just do like a little buffet or something like that, or like con food. This thing was a full on, all the courses. But then,
it was that was something when they first announced it. Like, they didn't give us any details, right? So they just said this is a dinner, and we didn't really know what to expect. And like Matt said, I kind of expected, maybe it won't be so great. But we got to go to an Italian restaurant. It was family style, so we all shared, and there was 3 courses basically. It was dessert, appetizer, and then they brought like chicken parm and salmon and
and
tiramisu.
The open bar.
Yeah, open bar. It was open bar that night, which is crazy.
Very small private room.
Yep.
Another thing that kind of, I guess, stood out, just to kind of paint a picture for people, there were like 5 round tables. And then some of them come in and like Jeff Johns, because I think he remembered Chris and I from earlier. He met us on the floor.
Yeah, let me tell you that story real quick, because just so people know. So basically, I saw him. We were at Hank's booth at Bottleneck, and I turned around and was like, "Oh, there's Jeff Johns." And so I turned around. And I'm like, "Hey, man, how's it going? Like, we're gonna see you at the dinner tonight." And he said, "Hey, that's cool." And he just kept walking on. I think he was with his wife or somebody. And then he came back to us. He stopped in his tracks, turned around. He said, "Hey, what's your name?" And then he said, "What's your name, Matt?" And then as soon as he got to the venue, hours later, he goes, "Hey, Chris. Hey, Matt."
Yep. So then he invites us. He was like, "Hey, you come sit at this table with me." He was like, "How many do you got?" I was like, "It's 4 of us." So he was like, "You come sit at this table with me." And so we're all geeking out. I mean, inside we're not like free, inside we're all like, "Oh shit, we're sitting, type thing like that, and just the openness, he was talking to us. I mean, of course we're talking about comics, but then he was like, "Hey, what are I was like, "Hey, one of my son goes to SCAD, and he's really studying cinematography." He was like, "Oh, really?" He was like, "Oh yeah, tell him that." And then he was like, "Oh, here's my phone number. You call me if you need anything." I'm saying, if he needs anything. And I'm just like, inside, I'm like, and then he proceeds to show us some cinematography from the upcoming show that he's pitching. And I mean, just being like one of the guys, rather than where in our heads we were kind of like, "Oh, this is Jeff Johns," but he was just like, "Hey, what football team you like?" And and things like that. He was just kind of being one of the guys. And then Jason comes in and sits with us and starts chatting, and then we're talking to both of them, and it was a surreal experience.
Eric, what'd you think?
Yeah, so going back to the picture you just showed, so I was closer to Brian the entire night. So I was mostly talking to Brian, like Matt was saying, it was more like intimate. It wasn't just like talking about comics. Like we were just talking about like real life stuff. Like he makes his own homemade wine, so we were just talking about making wine and tastings and stuff like that. Fabok came. I think we probably had the best table because we had the biggest names at our table, which was pretty cool. So like they were somewhat rotating throughout the dinner, but not too much. I think they did maybe one rotation where a few of them got up, which was good because a few of them got up and they came to our table. So yeah, it was cool. I was sitting closer probably to like Ivan Reyes and Brian. So yeah, I was mostly talking to Ivan and Brian throughout the night, which was really cool.
Yeah, it started out at our table where it was Jeff Johns and then Brian Hitch, which is here. And what Eric has is as part of the dinner, everybody got an original sketch. So everybody got an original commission from Ghost Machine. Mine was from Ivan Reyes, and so which was really awesome. And then like Eric said, halfway through, they got up and kind of rotated, and we ended up with Ivan Reyes and Jason Fabok at our table,
and a woman. I forget a lot of their names. There's a lot of people on the team.
Yeah, there was quite a few, and I feel bad a little bit because I feel like we didn't pay as much attention to them. Obviously, we're Batman fans, so we kind of gravitated more toward the Batman people.
We also had the guy that does the typography was at our table. I think we had like 4 or 5 of them at our table at one point.
He was really cool to talk to.
Yeah, so
he was over there by Matt.
Yeah, I think I bonded with him a little bit because he's also from New Jersey, so that was pretty cool. Forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, I was going somewhere with that. Oh no, that was yeah. So it was so intimate that we really like got to know them like on a personal level. The next day when we went back to the convention, like even just like seeing them on the floor or at that booth, they were like they remembered us, like just walking around like, "Hey, what's up?"
Yep.
It was really cool, and even I think Jason. I think it was Jason that said when we were talking to him on Friday at the Ghost Machine, he said that they didn't really know what to expect. Like they didn't know if it would be awkward, and we didn't know if it'd be awkward too. But they all said they had a really good time. Like they really enjoyed it, and it sounds like they're going to do these things more often at different conventions. Again, it was very pricey, but you did get a lot of. There was a giant poster.
I think it's worth it though. Yeah.
Yeah, giant poster. There were exclusive books, the original commissions, and then just the experience of being able to hang out with them. And again, really good food, open bar. So to me, I mean, if you threw away all the other stuff, if you didn't get all of the prints and all the books and everything else, I still think it would have been worth it.
Yeah. Well, even the food was a buffet style. I mean, we were full as it is, but they would have kept bringing out more food if we needed more food as well. So you can like pretty much eat all you want and drink all you want.
Yeah, it was just really awesome. And
so have any of you guys read the first issue?
Not yet.
I have yet.
I just heard basically the way Jason. So Jason pitched it to me at New York, and like I fell in love with like everything he was telling me about it. So I'm super excited for it. I just haven't had a chance to read it yet.
Same.
Some of the covers we got. These are just a few.
How many covers are there?
Oh, Jeff, there was probably I don't know, at least 10.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot.
But the cool thing is, like, these are actually metal. Like, the covers are actual metal.
Yeah, those are metal. Those are variants that you could only get there. And
what's really cool is I'm sure Jason will talk about it when he comes on the show, is that all of these characters, well, I don't know if the other stories, but the Rook book, these are all characters he drew when he was younger, like 12 years old. Like these were like all of like his early ideas, like as a kid, just messing around drawing, that he's finally getting to bring to life, which I think is really cool.
That's way cool.
Yeah. We Dan and I saw on Sunday, we talked to Jason some more, and he brought out another art book, another original art book, and he had sketches of the Rook original art, and it said 2014. So this has been in his head for a while, like Eric said.
Yeah, he said since a little kid. So
I
was telling my daughter that, because my daughter's 13. I was telling her that story tonight, and I was like, because she's into art, and I was like, imagine you drawing something now, and then like 10, 20 years from now, it just comes to fruition. And I don't want to go into too many details and spoil things until when they come on, but it's a lot of big things are happening.
I want to give a shout out to CC real quick. I know Dan and Matt got to hang out with her quite a bit on Sunday, so we're really glad that CC got to make it, and we're sorry that the rest of the crew couldn't hang out this time, but maybe next time, CC. Sounds like you had a great show as well. Let's see, what else do we have? Let's see, I showed you that one. We met Athena again. Awesome. Which is really great. Of course, she is just so great. I know she signed a lot of books for Matt, so stay tuned for some of those books coming your way, I'm sure, for future Rogues. And then we invited her to go to dinner, which was really neat. So we did that on Saturday night. We invited her out and had some pizza. And how great was that experience?
Yeah, that was awesome. She's just a great person. I've had the opportunity now to spend time with her at several shows, and she's just a terrific all-around person, and she cares about the fans. She cares about her grandfather's legacy and protecting it and for what it is and should be. And not that we just sit around and talked about Batman with her the whole time, but she's all about family and friends, and it's just a great person to get to know all the way around, Batman or not, so
yeah. Absolutely. We treat her as royalty, in our geekdom, because of her amazing grandfather, of course. But it's been really cool to get to know her and just be able to hang out with her and stuff. And one thing that she's working on is trying to get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame for Bill. And so I said, if she gets close, if there's a campaign, we'll do everything we can here on Rogues to try to help with that. But I sure hope that she accomplishes her mission, because I feel like he absolutely should have a star on the Walk of Fame, because he did co-create probably one of the most iconic and most beloved comic book characters of all time.
Like I was telling her, I think he deserves more. I think he should have like some type of Batman monument somewhere, like on Jeff, where's that place by you, Burbank? Like maybe some type of Batman statue set up.
You mean like where the Wonder Woman statue is?
Yeah, and there's a Batman one too.
Yep.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That'd be neat. In addition to Athena, we also got to meet Ivan Reyes again. Like I said, we had dinner with him, but also we were first at his booth, and we said, "Hey, are you doing commissions?" And he said, "Yes, sir." And so we signed up for 5 of them. So here's mine. I got a Ra's al Ghul. Matt got an incredible Clayface and Two-Face. We were kind of kicking around which ones he should do, and we kind of talked about these 2, and I think they turned out absolutely incredible. And then, of course, here are all of them together.
That's awesome.
Really neat. And so you got Harley. Dan got Harley, and Matt got, like I said, Clayface, Two-Face. Eric got Mr. Freeze, and I got Ra's al Ghul. And the crazy thing is so he did the dinner that night, and we got done about 11, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I don't know how he did all that.
He went home.
He
went back to
10:30, and then got to the hotel 11ish.
Yeah, probably 11ish at the hotel.
Like
he
it was almost
worked
midnight. Yeah.
Yeah, he probably almost midnight for him. He worked on those commissions and had them ready at 11 a.m. the next morning.
Yep.
Wow.
I mean, isn't that incredible?
He must be fast.
Yeah, super fast. They're so great.
They are.
And what was it? $300? $300 for those, which is an incredible price.
Incredible.
He's such a nice guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Such a nice guy. So that was really cool. Again, there's Matt with him. So very humble guy as well. Very talented. We also got to meet Art Germ, which was great. He was there signing some stuff. We did my cowl and Eric's cowl, and let's see. I guess
they were impressed by the cowls. His wife was videoing, and if that's a word, and taking pictures of him signing the cowl, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was really neat. Just to meet him again. He had a big line. Eric met Will Jack.
Yeah, I've never seen pictures of Will Jack, so I didn't even know what he looked like, and there he is.
There he is.
Yeah.
Which I did not meet him. I probably should have. I should have gone over there.
That Starfire print looks awesome.
Yes, it does. Like I really like his work. He's done a really good job. We were talking about how some of it we like, some of it we don't, because it goes a little youngish on some of his females.
Yeah, like looks like that Power Girl looks a little young.
Yeah,
some of them.
So, that was our only thing about that. But first out of the gate, we met Clayton Crane. We all got our cowls signed, which was really cool to see him again. And I actually got the picture with the real Clayton Crane. I was telling them that when Dallas, I took a random picture with a guy I thought was Clayton Crane, and the guy was more than happy to pose with me.
That's funny.
So now I actually have a real picture of Clayton Crane at the table, which is good.
Did he charge you for the picture?
I know he didn't. That would have made me real mad if he did. It's like, yeah, I had $10 for my signature too. This is Jonathan Galapian. Got a commission from him ahead of time and got to pick it up at the show. He did a talent for me. Really cool piece. He is the inker that works a lot with Capullo. He had a lot of originals, which was really cool, which is really neat that he was selling his originals inked, and then the originals, if you bought the inked ones, you got the Capullo one too with it.
Cool.
Which is really neat. I had not ever seen that done, which is awesome. And then my other commission, I got the Man Bat.
That's amazing.
From David Finch. This is the one that he drew the weekend Neil Adams died. He drew it live. So of course I've watched that video since just to see the process, which is really cool. But man, I still can't believe I own it. It's actually
that's cool. I didn't realize there was a video of him drawing it.
That's right here. So here it is. I'll get it all framed up and stuff, but
it's beautiful.
It's awesome.
Very, very cool. So I feel really lucky to own that one. Definitely screws up my Finch motif. I'm gonna have to figure out a new strategy for how to frame these and how to display them, but that was really cool.
Well, you can always just start over.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Here's Matt meeting Jason Fabok again. Dan and Matt had a Dark Knight cowl, and Eric, you had which cowl was yours? Yours was was it Arkham. Also dark?
No, Arkham.
Yeah, Arkham cowl. So that was really cool to do that. There's me with Jason right there. Again, just so cool to be able to meet him. There's Zerdy. We spent a lot of time waiting in line at his table. That's for sure. Getting some amazing prints. So again, basically what we're going to do is a lot of our books and stuff was, we bought a ton of prints, ton of CGCs we submitted during the show that were exclusive. And so of course, in a couple months, we're going to have a mega giant, mega auction show.
Mega.
Yeah, it's because it's going to be Megacon stuff galore. So stay tuned, guys. We're going to be hyping it up. We'll probably do some giveaways during the show as well. But there's going to be some really good stuff that's coming back from CGC that we got signed during that event. So
whose tables were the most crowded?
Clayton Crane, I think initially at first, I never went back to his table much. I don't know if it was as crowded, but that first day was really crowded. Jeff John's table was extremely crowded. I saw quite a few people at Mark Brooks.
Mark Silvestri.
Oh yeah, Mark Silvestri had a lot of people at his table.
Yep.
It was just one big line, so it all kind of congealed all together.
Well, you know what happens
it was
is
busy.
some artists, and I don't know if I like this better, probably not. They'll set up only certain hours for when they do sketches.
Yep.
So, for example, Clayton Crane, when you go to his table, he's doing quick signatures, but he's also doing like 5-minute sketches for people. So, if somebody's getting sketches on, you could be there for a while.
And you could see the TV behind him. He was sketching and he was showing it live. So that was really cool. I really appreciated that.
Yeah, his table's fun because you could see it from far away online and just watch it.
So again, there's Zerdy. That was really cool.
So Matt, did you really get Jeff John's phone number?
Yes.
Yeah, he does.
He has it.
He gave it to me, and he was like, "Hey, if you need anything, or like your son needs anything," he gave me his phone, and he was like, "Type in your number and call me." And like literally, I got his phone number right here. So
that seriously was the kind of night it was. Like it was that kind of night.
It was surreal. One of the things, and we can't skip over this because we can't skip over it. So we're sitting next to we're to all of them at our table, and Jeff is talking about the fact that they've got their a television show around the Geiger character is in pre-production right now, and what they're doing is right now they're doing what they call previs on several shoots for the show. So what they do, for those of you who don't know what previs is, they shoot live action scenes, all the action, all the vehicles, the actors, etc., and any characters that are going to be CGC'd, they have this real kind of rudimentary basic CGC that they lay in over the live action to kind of make sure they block out how the scene's going to work with
kind of animated, like kind of.
Yeah, between the CGC and the live action. And
he has 3 graphics.
He goes, "Hey, I got some Geiger previs that I just got from, our dailies that we just shot over the past couple. Do you want to see him?" And he's got his phone and he's showing us previs from this Geiger show. Like it was quite surreal getting a glimpse into that world.
Jeff Johns incredibly, what's the word we said? Had no filter.
Yeah, open just about
all night, no filter whatsoever. Talked about anything. Talked about some controversial topics that we were surprised he mentioned. Just about how he really feels about the industry and how things have been going in the past. Yeah. Some of the things that we kind of complained about in the statue world. The fact that DC doesn't have any weapons and things like that. And there's a lot of frustration across the board, which was interesting to hear his perspective on that. Because he had been a part of DC.
If anybody wants to flip me that phone number, I've got a script I wouldn't mind sending him.
There you go. There you go. He's got it right there.
At one point, we did mention that you were a writer. I forget what it was.
We did.
We actually talked about you, Jeff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we did.
We pitched you.
We did. We pitched you. So
I got a pilot script.
You got to live up to it. You got to live up to it now.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No pressure. We got to meet a lot of fans that watch the show. This was just an awesome group of people. We did our meetup, which was great. Of course, we got to meet up with Susan again. That was great. Met up with her 3 different times. Got to talk to her not only during the event, but also got to hang out with her at Disney. The fan meetup was kind of a little bit chaotic because we were between 2 different things, and so I know some people had messaged me saying that they wanted to go to the meetup, but they couldn't find it, or that they had just other plans or things like that, but they wanted to show up. So anyway, it was great for everybody that did come, which was great to be able to talk to fellow collectors and fellow nerds like us, which was really great. And again, I want to thank Susan for showing up for that as well.
I mean, I barely found it myself. So.
Yeah, I know. It's a big place. Speaking of big, we got Big Dave. He's a friend of mine, really great guy. He represents a lot of different artists and cosplay artists at the shows. He's making a name for himself for just being a really great con guy. Not con man, but a con guy, going to conventions and helping out and doing different things. This is our, I mentioned him earlier from Bat Force Radio, which was great to finally meet him. He's got a great Batman related community. Again, just meeting up. Where did he say he was from? Peru, I think maybe.
I'm not sure.
It was with Eric. I think Eric was with me during that time, but that was really cool. again, just meeting up with different collectors was a lot of fun. I love this. He had his Rogues Gallery Live shirt underneath. That was really cool.
Like Superman.
Yeah, that's right.
Superman.
There's Chris Lovell right there. It was great to talk to Chris. Met with him a couple different times. Again, the great dinner with Athena, which was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed our time there.
How was that garlic bread?
Oh, so I'm gonna dream of that tonight.
I think I still have some of it on my pants.
Eric got a lot of oil on his pants.
Every time they came back to the table, something spilled on me. By the way,
I met Leah Thompson, which was really awesome. That was a really cool experience, and I also got to meet Tom Wilson.
So tell me a little bit about that. I mean, is that a hello, take a picture, goodbye, or do you actually get to have a little conversation?
It was a little bit of a conversation. Leah, a little bit less, because what they basically do is well, first of all, I want to thank Matt because he gave me his VIP pass. And when you have a VIP pass, you get to go to the front of the line there. You don't have to wait really. And so they let somebody in line in, and then they let the VIP person in. And then they let somebody in line in, and then they let the VIP. So the line goes really fast.
Yeah.
And my original plan was I'm a major Back to the Future fan. I love those movies. And my original goal was to get the professional photo with the two of them and Chris Lloyd and Michael J. Fox.
Right.
I've met Christopher Lloyd before, and when I put it in my cart with taxes, it was $700.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, hell no. So I decided that to just do the table selfies. So I pre-bought those, and I think they were like 60 a piece or 70 a piece or something like that.
That's
so still expensive, but not near as bad as $700.
Yeah.
And so basically what you do is you go up to the table, you say, I paid for a selfie. You go up to her, and I just said, hey, I loved you in the movies. Loved you on Caroline in the City. You know, it's like, I feel like, you know, you're a phenomenal actress. And she's like, oh, thank you so much. And it's kind of like that kind of interaction. So it's more than just bam, bam, bam. Like when you go back behind the curtain ones, it's like stand here, boom, next person, stand right here, next person.
Okay.
You don't get really much interaction at all.
Right.
You get a little bit more of the table. And I feel like these pictures are just as good as the ones that the professionals take, you know?
Yeah.
And so I like the selfie ones better. This one was really great. I had a chance to talk to him a little bit. He's a comedian, and a lot of people don't realize that. He does a lot of stand-up. And this guy right here, his name's Adam the Woo. And I've met him before, but this is the second time he even did a little bit with me, which was really great. But I followed him for the last 7 or 8 years. He does daily vloggings across the country, Disney and different things. And he's become really good friends with Tom. And so as soon as I went up there, I said, hey, have you hung out with Tom, or have you hung out with Adam the Woo today? And he's like, he's here? Where is he? Like, why hasn't he come and seen me yet? So just having a little conversation like that.
Right.
So it was short and sweet, but it was still really fun. It was still really fun.
I've hesitated to do that stuff because I don't want to be disappointed by any of my heroes.
Right.
So I've refrained from meeting them.
So yeah. I've actually been following the Megacon Facebook group recently just to get feedback of what, you know, people thought about the convention. And it seems like there's no, like, you know, middle happy ground. Either there's a lot of complaints about the celebrity signings. People were saying it's either, you know, too quick, you're in and out, you can't even spend time with them, or people were saying the lines are too long, that they're spending too much time telling stories and it's not moving fast enough. So it's like you can't win, I guess, with that.
Yeah.
Right.
There's Eric and I being attacked by a giant Hulk.
That's awesome.
That was fun. That was fun. Again, fellow collectors. Again, there's Adam. So that was Saturday. We went to dinner with Athena, kind of hung out, just kind of chilled that evening. Saturday morning, we got up. We did Disney all day. We did Epcot, which was really great. So thank you everybody that watched those videos. Went to dinner, which was a lot of fun. Met up with Susan again. She had been there at the Magic Kingdom. We were supposed to meet up with her a little earlier, but because of timing, it didn't quite work out because of the Guardians coaster. How great was the Guardians coaster, by the way, guys?
That was awesome.
My favorite.
So much fun.
That was cool.
But yeah, getting to hang out with Susan a little bit, and then here's us on Space Mountain as we're riding. So Dan's hanging on for dear life back there.
You betcha.
And here's Eric with.
I would like to defend this. It was very dark. I couldn't see. I was holding on.
But anyway, that was a lot of fun. And then, of course, after that, Susan had to go. She had a 5 a.m. flight, so she had to leave us. But the boys, we kept going. We did 4 or 5 more rides, including the Big Thunder Railroad, which is what we're on right here. So I am very excited because I have now ridden Big Thunder with Jeff Delaney,
Yeah.
Eric, and Dan.
Yeah.
So I feel pretty good. Feel pretty good about that. So
It's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
that's right. Best remove them.
Oh, the two of them. Oh my God.
I know.
Chris, all Chris did, we go to each ride and he'd be quoting whatever narration was the prelude to the ride.
Yeah,
If
no,
we're
the
going into
spiel.
Disney, can we tell how much Chris knows about Disney? He's like
it's ridiculous.
it was like a personal tour guide of like fact finding. Like I learned so much from Chris just by going to Disney with him.
More than he knows about Batman, guys.
Yeah.
Oh God, I know so much more about Disney than Batman. Like it's crazy. It was specifically Disney parks. Like I don't know about the movies as much. I mean, I know some, but it's really the Disney parks is what I know about. But my goal is to get all of us together and do Disney together.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
So I don't know if I don't know how we're gonna make it happen, but that's my goal.
It's a good goal.
So Delaney, I'm giving you. We need to get you to that coast.
Why don't we do Disneyland Paris?
Oh my God, that would be my wife would divorce me. She would absolutely. Well, I guess they could stow away. I'm sure they can come too. But that would be so much fun.
My wife just walked in and smiled at me. She heard me say,
"Hey, there you go. See,
she wants to go."
I'm in. God, that'd be fun. But if not, at the very least, I'd like to get you. I think you would have a lot of fun at MegaCon, and we're giving you a year notice here.
Well, but here's the thing. I don't do the stuff that you guys did at MegaCon at conventions.
Yeah.
I don't do the sketch thing. I don't do the autograph thing.
But you do comics.
The comics, right?
I do the comics and I do the movie and TV panels, and I walk.
And they had tons of that. They probably had more of that. I mean, they had way more of that this year than San Diego did because they had the strike last year.
I'd like to switch it up. If you ever want to come, I'll do that with you instead of doing autographs. I just do autographs just to kill time and have something to do. I would love to do like panels and all that.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So
I think we could find a balance for sure, and I think it'd be a lot of fun if we can all get together. I think it'd be great.
It might happen. I might be retired next year, so I might have more time to do that sort of stuff.
Wow, cha-ching!
Yeah,
Ching is right.
Yeah, I like that. That's awesome. Well, anyway, we're just trying to make some plans right here live, but that would be a lot of fun. I hope we can make it work. I
got WonderCon in 2 months. Anybody coming to that? Huh?
They just announced Jim Lee.
Oh, did they?
They did. They announced Jim Lee today.
He traveling down the street. Why wouldn't he come? I mean, he
no doubt
walk there from the office.
Right.
That's in March, right?
End of March, last weekend.
Jeff Morris in the chat. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, Jeff. He says, I watched the videos on the floor and there's no way I could keep up with you all. Well, we talked about Jeff quite a bit during the show and how we would have navigated him through this crowd. Because I know, it's not for everybody with the crowd.
No, it's not for the faint of heart. That's for sure.
But
Jeff with Chris walks very quickly.
I do walk very quickly. I do. Jeff can attest to this. I do not slow down much.
No. Matt walks quickly.
Yeah.
That's on a mission at all times.
Especially the thing I love about Matt, when Matt's kind of done, like I'm over it, like he really goes fast. Like he's like, I just want to get the hell out of here. I want to go back to the room. You could tell, like when you hit your limit, you could tell, like I'm out.
Yeah. I think we all kind of were comparing steps, like on our phones and all that. But on average, I think we all did 20,000 plus per day.
Yeah,
definitely Disney. I wasn't tracking the other days. Definitely Disney.
Yeah, it was crazy how much we walked. Eric swore he saw Jeff Morris at one point. Like he's like, we were joking. He's like, yeah, he just doesn't want to hang out with us. So he's at the con incognito.
The cattle con.
Well,
yeah, that was a whole other thing. The cattle con was there too. So like there was a million cowboys and cowgirls with cowboy hats walking all over the place.
A lot of rhinestone cowboys were there.
A lot of rhinestone. And the Pro Bowl was there that weekend. And what else was there? Like it was like some hockey tournament of some sort, like pro hockey.
Was like some big cheerleader dance competition thing.
I think I was talking to Dan about it, and not this show, but maybe the next show or something like that. We're going into con season, so I think we need to do like a show with the topic of con etiquette, like do's and don'ts at a con, because you're just gonna, if you do this, you're gonna upset people, etc. I know we all got like a few different things that we saw at this con that were just like driving us up the wall of just the way they handled things. So I think that would be a good topic one day.
I do too. I think we've definitely been to enough cons. We can definitely offer some some insight and some advice. Even like I said, one thing that pissed me off constantly was like when you're like walking and somebody stops right in front of you, and then I did that too. Like I stopped at one point and took a picture of somebody. It's like, but it's just trying to remember, like, okay, remember there's other people around you. I think that's just
mine. Speaking of that, now before I say this, I've got 5 kids, so I have kids. But bringing your newborn or your 1-year-old to a con and deciding, hey, that's when we're going to teach her how to walk and just hold up the whole process. Not cool. Not cool.
You know what I think is not cool? Coming as Hawkman.
Oh yeah.
The wings.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Swear to God, there's a guy at WonderCon every year comes as Hawkman, hogs up the aisles. It's crazy.
There was some really big giant cosplays, like a big giant robots and like Transformer guys, and like
a big giant dog. What the hell was that thing?
That was from like Last Airbender, I think.
Oh yeah, okay.
And somebody said it was super accurate, like for what it looks like. So I was like, that's cool. But yeah, there's a lot of big stuff taking up the aisles and slowing everything down. But anyway, crazy fun. Anything else you guys want to say about the event, like that we haven't really hit on?
No, I can just tell you that to everybody in the chat, it's definitely keep your eyes and ears open for the mega, as Eric called it, auction coming up probably, I don't know, a month and a half or so. Whenever we all get kind of CGCs back, we all walk the floor not only with an eye toward our own personal collections, but also with an eye toward kind of bringing things back for folks that might not necessarily have the opportunity to get out to these shows and, give you guys an opportunity to have access to, various prints and artwork and books and so forth. Some really amazing stuff coming to that auction.
Yeah. I'm so backlogged. I might put a few, I don't know from this convention, but a few items maybe on the Facebook group too. I just have
there'll be a couple there. Sure.
Yep. But anyway, we just want to kind of like start the hype, because I think like Dan said, like there's a lot of that was really intentional to pick up some things that we thought that, if you don't get to ever attend a con, and I was one of those people, like until I started going to Planet Comic Con in Kansas City, I never ever went to a con. I saw stuff that people got. I thought it was really cool. But I'm like, I'm never going to have the opportunity to get a book signed by Jason Fabok, or I'm not going to ever have an opportunity to get this art print. And so these guys were very intentional with that, to try to be able to bring some of those experiences. And you guys know usually the prices are very good on the show, so you're able to a lot of times get them for really good deals, sometimes absolute steals. And so we want to be able to bring that to you in a fun and exciting way. We really like the interactive element of those auction shows. So again, thank you guys for supporting those shows and keep coming back show after show. And I know that not every item's for everybody, and that's what makes it fun. You can bid on what you want, buy what you want. And if you don't have the funds this month, maybe you will next month, and be able to find something at a really good deal. So again, I just want to take a second to thank these guys again, just for the incredible time that we had. It was just a lot of fun. And again, it just goes back to me, like I loved the entire event, the art, but again, to me, it was just the hanging out part. Like it was just without question that the best part. And even like after all was said and done, we're done with Disney and we're all exhausted. But what did we sit there for 2 hours in the lounge just talking?
I think one of you said, let's go back into the convention. It's still open.
Yeah.
I think that was Matt.
I think it was Matt too.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a real good time, because I know, these days with all of our things, it's like once a year, we're lucky if 3 or 4 or 2 of us get to link up and things of that nature. So,
just the friendships we've created has been a lot to me. So I really appreciate you gentlemen hanging out. And again, we got to get Delaney there at some point so we can all hang together and have a true rogues gallery. I don't know if we'll get Jeff Morris to a show, because again, it could be a lot. But I would love for us to all to get together at one point and hang out. So that's my goal.
What was the booth that had some statues that you guys were looking at?
I think it was a local comic book shop.
Local like, retailer, yeah.
Yeah, retailer, local retailer that brought a lot of the statues. And the crazy, did you watch the video, Jeff?
Yeah.
I mean, there was some old sideshow stuff, like that old Hulk.
Oh yeah, the OG Hulk.
And I've never seen those in person. Like, it's really cool to be able to see some of those. Like Eric saw the Dark Knight Returns piece for the first time in person.
Yeah,
me too.
Me too. Oh yeah, you hadn't seen it either.
I hadn't seen it.
What did you think of it in person? Did you like it?
I did. I think it's a cool statue. You know what's funny? It's big overall, but I have to say the way that it hit me was it was a little bit smaller than the figure. He's smaller than I expected, or it looks that way because that lightning bolt is huge.
Yeah, well, and he's kind of so crumpled up. He's so tight.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, very compressed. So I could see where you think that.
Good statue.
Yeah. I mean, really, overall, it's a big statue because, like you said, the lightning bolt in the base makes it that much bigger.
The other, is that a Psylocke statue? The other one, could.
Oh yeah, my Talia statue.
Your other, Talia-esque statue. Yeah,
a lot of controversy about that statue.
Yeah, the skin tone.
The skin tone. Well, that's
it did seem dark.
Yeah.
Yep.
It did seem dark.
I don't know if they're going for a nighttime scene. There's some concern about that with the new line from Sideshow by Will Harbottle, that there's some shadowing on her legs. And on her legs mostly. Like they're going for a night scene again. And that bothers some collectors, and a lot of other collectors couldn't care less.
I think it was also the face, and Power Girl, I believe, had the same issue where the face skin tone doesn't match the body skin tone.
That's correct. That's correct. I don't know what's good, but I'm convinced on Power Girl that they used a different material for that portrait. It is the lightest portrait I've ever owned.
I just look at it as maybe she's wearing makeup on her face and it's a slightly different color.
That's interesting. But it was just cool to have some statues because we really didn't. I mean, we had, we weren't expecting any at all. No statue company representation there at all. No like companies really. I mean, there wasn't like a DC booth or even an Alex Ross booth or anything like that.
No,
which is
surprising.
I was really kind of shocked too. I thought at the very least we'd have something like that. New York has those things, those nice booths. And it's not really considered, like San Diego's a trade show, it's like industry. Whereas New York isn't really that way, but they have some big companies that are represented there.
But the difference is DC, Marvel, they all have their East Coast offices are all in New York, right? So they've got a bunch of people there. So that's a big.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad Charles was there with the Choice Fine Art booth.
Yep, that was great to see Charles.
It's great to see him. We had tried to hook up with dinner, and I hit him up today, and I said, sorry that we missed out, but next show for sure we'll make it a priority to be able to try to talk to Charles and hang out a little bit more. But great guy in the community, always offers great art and always offers a great discount to the BSC if you mention the channel. And so I thank him for that. And again, just a great guy overall. I know he always tries real hard to accommodate, anybody with what they're looking for. So give a shout out to Charles. Anything else you guys want to say before we move on to picks?
Hank from Bulletproof.
Oh yeah, Hank. Oh, great guy.
Hank's awesome. Wow, is he such a terrific guy too?
He is absolutely fantastic. I wish we had more time to talk to him, but we were kind of pushing for time.
Yeah.
Another person that really spent some time with us was Tony Daniels.
Yeah, Tony Daniels. That's true.
Awesome. Yeah, he was awesome.
Absolutely. Again, just those shows when you go to a lot of these shows and you spend time with the artists, A, they remember you. B, we've been getting commissions. Matt Martin. So Matt and Dan, I haven't asked you this. Would you guys be willing to do a haul video where you show off what you picked up from the con?
Sure.
Okay. Because there's stuff that I showed in my video, but you guys haven't really shown yours. Like Matt got a tremendous commission from Tony. And just, I think people could see the artwork a little bit more close up. I actually, I commissioned one. He hasn't done mine yet, but I commissioned one myself. I also picked up a commission of Bane. from him, which I thought was what was that? Was that $200? I think he had
Yeah,
on
it was
that.
$200. I showed it to you, and you were like, "If you're not getting it, I'm getting it."
Yeah,
I
thought it was great because he had done a Bane on his website, but it was like colored with watercolor and color, and I only do black and white. And so as soon as I saw that, I was like, yeah, I have to have the black and white one. So it was really cool to pick that up. A really great price.
Yeah.
But CC, bring the loot.
Bring out the loot.
This right here is so true. Like, you have to be prepared to spend money. It's kind of like going to the casino, but at least you know you're going to get to keep it. With the casino, it goes away real quick. But yeah, CC says I cosplayed as a broke collector. I understand that. We're all feeling that way as well. Michael says 130 people watching, only 18 likes. Come on, guys. We've been talking about Comic-Con. We've been talking about good stuff. We took all of our money going away. Hit that like button, guys. Please get that up. I'd like to see it up to 50 at least here in the next minute or so. Hit that like button, guys, if everybody would. Blackbird Tech, hey everyone. Hey Scott L. Anybody picking up the Mr. Freeze covers for Batman 121? We actually were at that booth. We were at that booth.
I got them. I got them all. So nice. Got them signed. So when the mega auction happens, there will be some signed by the artist CGC.
Nice.
So like I said, guys,
they did sell out.
Those are some great covers, the Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, really great covers.
Is that a reprint of Batman 121, or is that a new Batman 121?
No, it's a reprint.
It's a reprint. It's a foil reprint, and then the artist that they had, Santa Thung, did some cool Mr. Freeze covers, and a Poison Ivy cover.
Nice.
So yeah, it's like he's a real good, talented, I think, up and coming artist. So I think we're getting him before he really hits it and does a lot of covers.
Right.
So again, that mega show I think is going to be really, really special because there's going to be a lot of really special covers and books and art prints and everything else in between. So again, we'll announce that as we get closer. We're probably looking at early May, depending on when we get our stuff back from CGC. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we get it back quick. I know Eric submitted his, and he's already got his notifications. So
I think Jeff, that's right, Delaney. They're located in Florida, right? Is that?
Yeah, they are.
Okay, that's why I got there so fast. I was like, wow, that's the quickest I've ever got notification that they received my books.
Yeah.
It's awesome. You guys ready to look at some picks?
Yes, please.
Let's do it.
All right. We don't have, I don't have as many tonight because of our last show, but we'll get started. Let me get this banner off there so it's not in the way. And we'll take a look at some of the pictures from the last couple weeks.
Did you get the photos that the reveal today, the full reveal of the Spider-Man premium format?
Yes, I did, sir.
Cool.
There it is. I see it.
Yep, it's right there. Open with.
So you got my screenshots too.
Yes.
I posted those screenshots, and I swear to God, 5 minutes later, they were in 8 different groups.
They spread real fast.
That's how it always goes, no?
So this is some kind of official imagery we have from Legendary Beast that premiered tonight. Apparently the rumor going around, I haven't reached out to Jay. I know Jeff maybe made a statement in his group about possibly pre-order next week.
Someone else in my group said that. The person.
Okay, so we're maybe not 100% confirmed, but this does give us an idea. 4 heads. Obviously, one of them is the Neil Adams. I'm sorry, the Alex Ross.
So I got to say, those 2 bottom heads, they're too similar.
They do. I couldn't even tell. Yeah.
That's the first thing I noticed, Jeff. I was like, is this the same picture?
That's what I thought. And someone said to me, no, that one on the right, his mouth is open a little bit. But still, why not go for a different pose or a different, I don't know.
Yeah. They need to tweak it or do something because like Jeff's saying,
Speaking of pose, this is a great camera angle for this statue. It really represents it nicely. Like
100%.
It looks good up high like that.
I really like the one where he's kind of looking slightly down like that, and I just think that looks great. You get 2 different chest emblems, which again to me they look the same.
Yeah. So I think there's 3. There's the yellow oval that he's wearing on the left side. I think on the other 2, I think the one on the right is more weathered. The one on the left looks totally black, and the one on the right looks weathered.
Good point.
On the edges.
Yeah.
Slightly different, yeah. It's a little,
different right hands, also different utility belts, and then the option for the optional base as well.
I like the utility belt he's wearing on the left the most.
So, sorry, I'm starting to get an echo again. I don't know if you guys hear it.
so how does it work? The utility belt is separate? Or
Yeah, you get
yeah,
3 of them. You
is
get
it
all
like
3.
just one
In the
on each
deluxe, you get all 3.
It'll just key in.
Hmm.
So anyway, we're looking at maybe pre-order next week. So I will definitely be ordering mine. I know some of these other gentlemen will as well.
Big Blue is asking what scale they're 1/3
Oh,
scale.
it's a day one for me.
Yeah, day one for me as well. This was the one that Jeff was talking about, these screenshots. I love this concept.
Yeah, it's cool.
I like
It's
it
so
too.
cool.
I think it's going to be popular.
I do too. I mean, it's kind of like kind of like Sanity-esque, I guess you could kind of say, with that dream state.
I think it is.
It looks
Yeah.
that's a good point, yeah.
It's
I love the
so
eyes
good.
on Spidey, the bigger eyes.
Big eyes. Yeah, the McFarlane eyes. Yep.
It's a cool pose.
I would love them to do Batman with the villains like this. I think that would be so neat if they did a series like this.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it'd be incredibly popular. You can see the size of it. It's quite sizable.
Well, is it? Yeah, it's right next to it. I thought it was
But
maybe behind it.
it's 14 inches wide, and they either said 20 or 21 inches tall.
I really like this a lot. Wow.
Yeah.
I do too. I think it's one of the Sideshow's coolest pieces they've done in a while. It's definitely a really neat concept. Like I said, I would love to see them do, different villains for different characters. I think it'd be a lot of fun. I got some in-hand photos of this guy. I do have a fellow collector that is filming a review for us, so I think they're going to do that for us this weekend. This one was sculpted by Matt Black. Jeff and I had the opportunity to see this one in San Diego a year ago when Sideshow was there. I guess it was almost 2 years ago, I guess.
I'm having a little FOMO over this one a little bit. It's really big, and I don't really have the space to devote to it, but
It's cool.
it's 2 feet wide. So for $9.95, this is a sizable piece, and I think it's really cool.
It's 2 feet wide.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's big.
That's big. I think the portrait turned out really nice. You definitely see some patents in there. And again, it's just a cool piece that Matt Black did. It does have the light up feature, which is cool. So, Dan, Matt, and I we're all getting our Prime 1, and I think we're all going to be extremely happy with that one. But this is again an alternative to that if you maybe don't have the space for 3rd scale, and it's something different. You don't see a lot of Sideshow pieces with a bike like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like the cape. It looks like a wired cape, so I love that.
Yeah, it's got the wired cape. It's just cool. It's very cool. This is a new bottleneck, or excuse me, a Mondo.
No, bottleneck.
Oh, it is bottleneck. Yeah, I guess bottleneck.
Yeah, I was talking to Billy. He said this sold out like within minutes.
It's sold out, guys, in 4 minutes.
Wow.
4 minutes.
Yeah.
It went on sale at 12 Eastern. I was on at 12:05. I had just wrapped a call. I got on at 12:05. Gone.
It's so good though.
Yeah.
I think the other did 150 or something like that.
It's a nice print.
It is now the wallpaper at my work computer.
That's cool. It's worth it.
Yeah.
It's different. It's
different. Yeah. Chad at Tweeterhead has produced some images of their prototype that was printed for their bust line. Obviously, this is going to be Doomsday, and it's going to be quite sizable. But you can really see kind of the level of detail they're putting in it. I think this one's going to be really well received
and big.
You can see some of the texture. What do you guys think?
I can't wait to see it painted up.
I think it's awesome, but these like huge 1/3 characters in bust form kind of worry me a little bit how they're going to look in person. I feel like it's going to look maybe like too top heavy. That's just my style, not to persuade anybody from not buying it, but
they look great, but I'm waiting for Clayface.
Yeah,
Clayface he teased looks amazing.
Yep, Clayface will be incredible. They're doing Solomon Grundy, and again, I know Chad wants to go deep, so we have to keep supporting these if we want those characters made.
Yeah,
this is
I'm definitely in for Clayface.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Even if he is top heavy. Okay.
Yeah, I'll hold him up with whatever I need to hold him up with. I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah, how big he looks up front.
Obviously, this is the penguin I'm going to be unboxing tomorrow, so this is a little spoiler for that. But again, like it was mentioned earlier, every photo I've seen of him so far, he looks just great.
He does.
Yeah,
He looks awesome.
I think Dan brought up that point. Like usually, like you see, collectors' photos, and there's usually like one or two bad ones. I don't think I've seen a bad one, which means this is going to look fantastic in person.
Yeah, I love the art direction. Here you can see him kind of with some other characters. Sizable piece for sure. But man, I'm so excited to open them. And again, if you guys want to join me for the live unboxing, it's tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 East.
I was laughing. I think it was Beth in the group pointed out that his belly is popping out of the shirt.
You can kind of see it there, but like they had it at a weird angle, and so it was so cool, like the level of detail that you would never see otherwise. There you can kind of see it right there.
Yeah, there it is.
His belly's popping out of the shirt. It's pretty great. There's some of the detail on the face.
Yeah,
Maria Panfilova.
It's awesome.
She's awesome.
So anyway, some really great photos of him, and again, I can't wait to see him tomorrow. Queen Studios has come out with another life-size character. This is Iron Man Mark II.
Another one.
Yeah, the 800th Iron Man. It feels like. But the details look really good.
They must be selling.
Yeah, for those armory collectors that have a whole collection of them.
That's right. Yeah, like Matt said, they must be selling these because they keep making them. I love the rivets.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That looks really good. So again, life size. We had the opportunity to see a life size. Jeff and I got to see one at San Diego this last year, and they're very impressive in person.
They are. There's one I always see at Disneyland as well. There's a Marvel store there.
Yes, that's the one that's still over there in the Hollywood land, right?
Yeah, well, it's on the Avengers campus.
Yeah. Right next to the Mickey's PhilharMagic.
Yeah.
So anyway, that went up for pre-order this week.
Is this so this is like a rough rendition. This is like the color that he's coming in?
Yeah, this is it.
Like aluminum metal. All right.
Yeah, this is a Mach 2, right?
Yeah, Mach 2. No color.
Okay.
It's what you see is what you're gonna get. Which is why I like it. It's something different.
Did you mention the price on this? What is this?
I did not see it. I would assume it's over 9 or 10,000.
I was gonna say 9, 10. Yeah.
Light up features, as you can see inside. So it's a cool piece.
Very.
Yeah, look at that detail. Very cool. This is some photos of the in art. These are 6 scale. These are figures. What do you guys think of the price point on these? You get 2 of them for what, $1,200 and $1,500 some for 4 of them. What do you guys think of those price points?
Wait, what are they selling? I have nothing about it.
Okay, so you get, let me see if I have the picture. Hold on,
I never seen these yet.
You didn't see my hit or miss video?
I was recovering from the convention.
That's right. Yeah, it was like I think Friday's video. But so these are 6 scale, and they're gonna sell him. There's like this Joker, and then I think maybe like this Joker. You get 2 of them for $1,200.
Okay.
And then there's another one where you get those 2 and this one, which I think looks great.
It's like a package deal.
That looks like a movie still to me. And then this one.
Okay.
So that one's like $1,500 for 4 of them.
So the average hot toy these days is between 3 and 5, I would say. So it's a little bit more, but I think to get the best bang for your buck, you got to get 2 of them. Yeah, and you get the rooted hair with this version. I do think that looks really good. I think it looks like him. It reminds me of the Queen Studios 3rd scale that they're doing.
Yeah.
You know what it reminds me of, this strategy? It reminds me of like with comic books where they put out so many different variants of the same book. It's like, here's 4 variants of the Joker. Don't miss out on all of them.
Yep.
Yeah, it's ambitious.
I just can't get past when you and I were in San Diego and we went over to talk to John.
Yep.
And he had Gandalf in his hand.
Yep, Gandalf's head.
And Gandalf was so small.
Yeah.
I just couldn't. I just had no interest. It was so small.
I just, again, I am not a figure collector.
Mhm.
I understand the appeal. The likenesses are incredible. The posability is really great. You can really capture scenes. But you're right. Like if I get in a 3rd scale statue and then I look at that,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, it's so small. It's so tiny.
Right.
Especially when you're paying those kind of prices. You know, if I could get 4 figures for $1,500, or I can get a statue for $15, I'm getting the statue for $15 all day long.
Right.
But that's just me. I mean, again, we all have our personal preferences.
Size matters.
It definitely can. This was something from PCS, and I don't remember what this is. You guys know? This was a teaser.
Looks familiar.
Did it say? And I don't even think it said in the teaser, did it?
Maybe it didn't. Maybe it's just a teaser and that's it.
Is that Death Stranding, maybe, because of the black skulls? I don't know.
Maybe Vampirilla?
Oh, you think that's the base on that new Vampirilla statue?
Maybe.
They almost look metallic.
Yeah, it almost looks like Terminator or something, but I don't.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what that'll be, but we do have this one. This is finally revealed.
I think this might do all right.
I think you got to block those out, Chris.
Yeah, maybe so. I might have to blur those. But then you also have the. Let me see if I can talk. Let's see, how close can we get here without? Natasha Henstridge. I think that likeness is fairly decent. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good.
It's decent. It doesn't really make sense. It looks like she's wearing an alien costume.
Right. Was she ever like that in the movie?
No, she like transforms into that, right?
Yes.
So that if they had done some sort of more gradual change from one to the other, maybe it would have worked, like a transformation type thing. But that hard neckline, it just makes her look like she's wearing a costume.
Yeah, it does. Maybe they'll still tweak that.
But you're right, the resemblance is good.
Yeah, that's good. You can tell who it is. Some new quarter scale Street Fighter characters. These went up for sale, I think, this week on Sideshow. So if you're a Street Fighter collector, this one I think looks pretty good. There's 2 different varieties, obviously, which PCS is really good about doing. Kind of let you pick your poison, so to speak, which one you like better. This one we kind of got teasers of the last show that we did, but they did show the full Betty Page statue by Olivia. Jeff, I know this was one that you were thinking about after seeing it kind of like this. Are you still sold or not sold?
No, I'm not.
Face.
The face is not there for me yet. It's, I've seen the reference photo and there's a hardness to her expression here that doesn't exist in the reference and doesn't really connote Betty Page to me. So yeah, I'm less excited about this, but let's wait until we get. I assume it's going to be in full color.
Oh yeah, it'll be full color, and I would assume hopefully they'll continue to tweak it after some feedback here.
Yeah, I mean the pose is great, the base is great, the whole concept is really good. The hair looks really good, the sculpted hair.
Yeah, it does.
The face to me, I don't see Betty Page there, unless it's Betty Page in just a really bad mood.
Yeah, I was gonna say she looks pissed.
Yeah.
Well, she's all right. Never mind.
I know what Eric was gonna say.
No, but if you're, I don't know how familiar you are with Betty Page, but she had a really fun, kind of playful personality. It was almost like, like if you're a guy, you almost feel guilty looking at pictures of a woman dressed like this. but she had this very playful personality that was almost like, go ahead, no big deal, and so this kind of image, it doesn't to me evoke her personality at all.
Yeah, it's interesting. Maybe, but again, hopefully they'll continue to tweak it.
Yeah.
This is the new what's her name? Spoiler?
Dazzler.
Or Dazzler. Yeah, Dazzler.
You're too young. You're just too young, Chris.
I guess. I was born in the 70s, but like late 70s.
Okay. All right.
But what do you guys think of the full concept here?
I like the flow of it.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on, but it works well with a lot going on. I like it's very well balanced. And speaking of balance, there's already people complaining that it might tilt over or something. So see what happens.
Why do people complain about that? When's the last time you saw a sideshow statue tip over?
Yeah.
The Scarlet Witch has
that
been
base,
having a lot of
though.
leaning issues, so I don't know.
But has it
looks
really?
like
I mean,
it's heavy.
is there more than like
Heavy.
2 guys that have had problems with Scarlet Witch?
Not that they've complained, but every photo I see of that statue, it does look like it has like a little bit of a lean to it. It reminds me of the old the Phoenix that they had. It was always like, it looked like it was slightly crooked.
I completely agree with you on Phoenix. That's true. I love this statue, and I hope it does really well for them because they're taking a chance on it. But the people who like this character are really passionate about her, and it's awesome that we're getting her in quarter scale. And the design of the statue is awesome, and
Yeah.
I think it's awesome. This is the only problem, though. What are they doing with the height on this one and Green Lantern?
Yeah,
Super high.
31 inches.
Green Lantern is 34 inches tall. This one's 31 and a quarter. That's impossible for people who keep their stuff behind glass.
That's almost like third scale territory right there.
Totally. Yeah, but my 1/3, my 2 1/3 prime ones are both 30 inches or shorter.
That's crazy.
Both of these are taller.
That's crazy.
Yeah, my largest cabinets are only 32 inches tall. So
Yeah. But
So
I love it. I think it's
Yeah,
awesome.
I think it turned out really nice.
Yeah.
yeah, they nailed this.
So again, a lot going on with it, but it's fun. And again, Sideshow is doing it, giving us characters that they haven't done before, which is what everybody's been asking.
Yep.
So congratulations again to anybody that wants that piece. These are some new in-hand pics of the Venom. This piece had some controversy this week because of allegedly or apparently there was these pieces of Venom that came off the statue. And apparently a couple years back, whenever they first revealed him, that they said that they would include plugs that would fit inside of the statue if you didn't want to display all of the pieces of symbiote coming off of Venom. But now when people have it in hand, there were no plugs. And so people are like, they have all these screenshots of like what XM said that they were going to include the plugs, and now there's no plugs. And so there are collectors that are not happy. Obviously, they just didn't like the symbiotes at all, or they were having trouble fitting or something. I'm not exactly sure what it was.
Oh, I don't see any holes from the pictures, but
I mean,
maybe right there. I see one on the shoulder. Maybe
I was gonna say people must be able to see them.
Okay, right there
in person, maybe more. I don't know. But I think the sculpt looks good here. I think it turned out really pretty nice.
I like the Venom on the tongue. It's cool.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah, and then there's the alternative portrait there. But it's good to see XM shipping out stuff. Hopefully we can get some of that DC stuff out. Especially for our good friend Dan here that has a couple of them on order. We talked about that quite a bit in Megacon.
A lot of Venom statues being made.
A lot of Venom. Look at the size of this guy. He's pretty big.
Yeah, that Batman is not small.
No, he's not small.
That's a big boy.
So that gives you an idea. It's a big piece. New Alien versus Predator. This is the Celtic Predator. This line's been really popular for Prime 1. These are big and pricey for sure.
Big in size too.
Did go up for a pre-order, I believe, either today or tomorrow. Pardon me, guys.
Lots of switch outs.
I have the Invisible Predator in my collection. Doesn't take up much room.
Can you just kind of see a blur of him in the corner?
If I really use my imagination, I can see the blur.
Just get a hologram.
This is reminiscent of what we saw earlier with those skulls that we were looking at.
Yeah.
You have a bonus part. Doesn't look like there's too many swap outs with the heads, but is the bonus part. And there you can see all of them together. But looks good.
Yep.
These were some in-hand photos of the Dark Knight Metal Batman.
XM?
No, this is Prime 1.
Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I think it turned out pretty fun.
That's cool.
So obviously he has started to ship overseas, I think. This was a piece that I was never going to get, but I know some people are excited to get this one in. But the details are fun with all the zombies, and I think it turned out pretty good.
It is a fun piece, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
Wow.
Something different for sure. There's that mass portrait. Similar to the Fabok piece.
I like that. It's pretty big.
Yeah. That's it. Didn't have a lot of pictures tonight.
So go back to that one for a second.
Okay, hold on.
The LBS Batman at the
Good
end.
stuff.
The first one?
The LBS Batman. The last one you showed before you turned it off.
Is it back to big?
Is it what?
Is it showing on the screen?
Nope.
Oh.
All right, hold on. I got to go back in. I didn't realize I had clicked it off. Hold on.
I have a question for you about it.
All right. Hold, please. That's right. Talk amongst yourselves.
All right. So isn't that a different unmasked portrait than we saw originally?
I think it does look better here.
I think it looks quite a bit better here.
Yeah.
It looked pretty bad at the convention, but this looks all right.
You can see the mouth a little bit open there.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, maybe the mouth. That's the only difference is maybe the mouth's a little bit open on that bottom portrait. He looks It looks a little wider too.
I think I like the mouth open better than.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I do too. I don't like this little frowny.
Yeah, I like
grumpy face.
Sad Batman.
He's got
like
the
the
widest frown ever in the history of people.
Yeah.
I like the
He's got
Alex
a lot of
Ross,
history.
the Alex Ross one the best though, I think.
Yeah, the Alex Ross mat looks really great. I think this is going to be a killer piece.
I agree.
Yeah.
Dan, are you in on this one for sure?
I'm 99.9.
Yeah.
These are very good photos. These are probably the best photos I've seen of the piece so far.
Well, these are obviously professional ones.
Yeah. But even professional wise, I think they're the best photos I've seen.
Yeah, I do too. It's just like you said, that angle is just. I can't wait. Again, I'm hoping it's next week. Can't wait to put my order in. It's really good stuff. Really good stuff. Again, I apologize for the later show this week, guys, but I want to thank there's 157 people watching still. Really appreciate that. If you would do me a favor and hit the like button, that does help us out tremendously. Again, I want to remind you that tomorrow night I'm at Live Unboxing Penguin. Check out All Things Art for a ton of content over about Megacon. Of course, thank you everybody that's watched my content on the channel. Thank you to these gentlemen for being a part of all the footage. Again, I really just wanted to reflect what it was like being there and what it's like hanging out with friends at these cons. And I feel like we accomplished both. And so, again, I thank you guys for that. Jeff, you just did a video a couple days back. You have a Zatanna.
We didn't talk about Jeff's She-Hulk behind him the whole night.
Oh, yeah, She-Hulk. Yeah, check out those reviews. What do you think of her before we leave?
She is everything I thought she would be and more.
That's great.
I'm very, very excited to have her. I think it's like the perfect shade of green. And the musculature is awesome. Really pretty face. I like everything about it.
That's awesome. And what do you think of your Zatanna?
You know what? I like her more than I thought I would. Let me show a little bit here.
Yeah, she looks great.
Yeah, she looks really good. I'm having a hard time deciding whether to do the playing cards or the hat. with the bunny coming out.
They look good. They look good both ways.
Yeah,
The evil bunny.
the evil, ugly looking bunny.
It is the evil, ugly bunny.
Yeah,
But yeah, she's great.
I'm really happy with her. I'm glad I got her at a little bit of a discount.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad it finally went there.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap up tonight?
Super Bowl weekend. Go Chiefs.
I'm really getting nervous. We are getting days away.
So will you be watching the game at home, or are you going somewhere?
Gonna be at home. We're gonna order some pizzas and just chill all day, and I'll be pacing the floor left and right until game time.
Nice.
And then I'll be puking left and right probably during the game. But hopefully it's a good game, and
It'll be fun.
It'll be fun. But
it's a good game. That's all I care.
Can't believe they're back in it again. It's crazy. After we've been so bad for so long that to be able to go to the Super Bowl 4 times in my lifetime is just insane to me. But I can't wait for this weekend. So anyway, a lot of Penguin coming up. Hope you guys all have a wonderful evening. Again, it was a pleasure, gentlemen, to hang out, and hopefully we'll be able to do that again, Megacon next year.
Absolutely.
Yep. Again, thanks everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Again, I hope everybody is having a great week, and we'll see you hopefully tomorrow night for the live unboxing, and we'll see you in the back cave. Good night, everybody.
Sounds good. Good night, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Take care.